Welcome guys, in this tutorial I want to talk about square roots and explain to you how you calculate with square roots and what square roots exactly are. So basically, if you talk about square roots, you would say it's just the backward step of squaring a number. So for example, if you square 6, you'll get 36, and if you take the square root of 36, you will end up with 6 again. So from the different perspective, now talking backwards, 4, take the square root of 4, you will end up with 2, and squaring 2, you will end up with 4. So nothing too hard. However, you need to know certain things about square roots, and one of the main points is there is technically no negative square root. What does that mean? So let's go through it. The square root of 9 is equal to 3. The square root of 0 is equal to 0. But the square root of minus 9 doesn't exist. I mean, it technically exists, but that's nothing you will ever face in school. So what you need to know is you can never take the square root of a negative number. I mean, type that into your calculator and even your calculator will show you that it's mathematically not correct and not solvable. So these two cases are always true, this never. However, there's another point we need to talk about concerning the negativity of square roots, because as you can see, if we square 3, we will get 9. But if we square negative 3, we will get 9 as well. So that means somehow, no matter what you square, you can never get minus 9. So therefore we say that the square root or the result of a square root is always bigger or equal to 0. However, there are some special cases, or at least one special case you always need to consider. So never forget that if you're working with quadratic equations. That means, just take as an example, x squared equal to 25. You want to solve that. So you do what you learned in school about quadratic equations. Take the square root on the left and on the right. So technically you would say x has to be 5. That's not wrong, I mean, but if you square minus 5, then you will end up with 25 as well. So if you have questions like what is the square root of 9, always say 3. That's the only true answer you can give there. However, if you're working with quadratic equations and you're asked, for example, what is x squared equal to, let's say our example now, 25, you know that you can either use 5 or minus 5 for x. So last point, and another important point, is the mathematical operations. So you can multiply square roots. So for example, square root of 25 times square root of 16 is 20. However, you can also multiply the square roots within them. So that means, for example, let's just take a general formula. So the square root of x times the square root of y is equal to the square root of x times y. And this is what you can see basically in our example as well. So 5 times 4 is 20, square root of 400 is 20 as well. Next thing, or next point from mathematical operations is the division. Divisions work as well as the multiplications. So take for example the square root of 36 and divide that by the square root of 9. You will get 6 divided by 3, which is 2. However, you can also take the square root of this fraction. You would technically build over here, so square root of 36 divided by 9, which is equal to square root of 4, which is equal again to 2. So the last point is the additions and the subtractions. This doesn't work, as you might imagine, now after having heard about the multiplication and the division. So for example, the square root of 25 plus the square root of 16 is 5 plus 4, which is equal to 9. However, if you think about now, it's the same as you do the multiplication. So x plus, so square root of x plus square root of y is not the same as the square root of x plus y. What does that mean? We can see in our example that the square root of 25 plus 16 is the square root of 41, which is something around 6.4, which is definitely not the same as the result that we got before. So that means what we did for multiplications and divisions doesn't work for additions and subtractions. However, you still can do additions, or how you can still subtract square root by another square root. But first you need to calculate the square roots each and then do the mathematical operation. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out the other videos on my channel, and if you have any specific question or any specific mathematical problem, let me know in the comments down below, and I will make sure that I go through it and make a video about that.